Hello everybody, my name is Robert and this is Review Clue. Now, if you're anything like me, you are basically addicted to your phone these days, and we will try anything to spend a little less time scrolling endlessly through YouTube, Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. So enter the minimalistic launchers. These are Android launchers that are set to minimize the time that you spend on your phone through both recognition of the time that you spend, as well as some cool features to try to deter you from using your phone as much. Enter Ratio. This is one of the newest launches on the scene by a company called blloc. And it's one that I've been using for the past couple of days on my work phone. While I'm at work, I won't use my iPhone, which I'm recording on at the moment, because there are simply too many distractions on it. So I installed blloc as Ratio to find out exactly what this launcher is and what it can do. So today we're going to take a look at it, and we're going to take a look at how we install it, have a look around the UI, and why we should be looking to install this on our phones. So this is an Android exclusive. I'm just going to unlock my phone and we're going to walk through it now. Before we get into today's video though, if this is the first time you're seeing my face on your screen, then one, lucky you, and two, get down there, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification icon so you get notified every time I upload. It's like 3 or 4 days now until the launch of the Xbox Series X. My pre-order's coming in and I'm super excited to get it unboxed, get it ready, and start doing some videos for you guys, because it's really exciting technology and it's an exciting time to be alive right now. Anyway, let's get right into it and look at Ratio by blloc. Okay, so here we are on the home screen. You're going to notice that it's split up into 3 main sections. Here we have the root. This is basically your news feed. You can get as much information as you need from this page by using the toggles along the bottom here or simply typing something. For example, let's go with weather. And hit that. And what we're going to do is we're going to get in return a lovely little note here. So this is an interactive widget that's going to appear, and throughout the day I can see how the temperature is going to go down and up, and it is incredibly minimalized in its design. What I can do from here is I can decide to keep or disregard this note. If I tap the side of it, I can either pin it to the top. So now wherever I am, I can see along the top that I've got my weather widget there. I can also tap the side and just remove it and go back to the normal route. So that's great. That's a really cool feature which helps me keep up to date with what's important to me. For example, I can go news and TechCrunch. I quite enjoy some TechCrunch news, so I'm just going to slip that off to the side. I can't tag that one, unfortunately. But we are able to read all of my news without having to open up a separate app, which is really important, because the more time you spend in separate apps, the less productive you're going to be. If you can see everything that you need at a glance, that is Minimalism 101. If we swipe over to the right, we're going to get our app drawer. This is not an app drawer in the same sense that it normally would be. These are categories that have been set up by blloc and by Ratio. I can set these up on my own as well, which we'll look into a little bit later. But we can see I've got creativity, entertainment, messaging, mobility, productivity, and app box. Tapping each one of these will show up different apps that I have installed for each section. For example, in my productivity, I've got Teams, my calendar, Word, Excel, and all of those sorts of things. And at any point, I can just pull down to the top to close all of those and bring me back to my much more minimized look. And if I swipe over to the right again, we can see here that this is something new that's coming very, very soon called the tree. What the tree does is it gives you all of your messages in one place. So you don't have to keep opening up separate messaging apps like Facebook Messenger, the Messenger app, Instagram. It brings it all into one space, which is just there ready for you. So how do you install this? Installing it is super duper simple, but also really complicated, and we'll get into a little bit of that in a bit. If we go ahead and search for the Play Store, we can go in and quickly grab Ratio. So just search Ratio there. That's a rating. That's close enough. Ratio. And there we go, by the company blloc. Install that, and you'll be greeted with a really quick introduction of what you can do with each page, and it's really good to go through that. I found it took me a little while to get used to the new UI. But once you've done that, you're going to start to explore, and you're going to start to look at what you can do with each of these apps. So let's go into creative entertainment here and take a look at YouTube. If I long hold on it, I can start to see my usage. I can start to see a few different controls that I have as well. So this app at the moment is using nearly just over half a gigabyte of my data on my phone. That's pretty cool to know. But then we've got our usage time. We can see today that I've used under 1 minute on YouTube on this phone. I can also do it last week, and we can see my usage details for this app. This is all stuff that you're going to have to enable inside your settings. You will get constant warnings from your phone if you're on a Xiaomi phone that this app probably wants to do something nefarious with all your details. It doesn't. blloc doesn't do any of that. You can check out their privacy settings. I will link it in the description. They're very, very good at doing everything on device. All of your data is yours. So what we can also do is we can stop and disable the app from in here, but we can also change its icon, which is really cool. There's a load of icon packs available, but this is the one that they suggested. Let's say I want to change it to this one. This looks good. So that's my new YouTube icon. What I can also do is change it from a dark background to a lighter background, even to a marker background. We can auto rotate as well. We can set it to always open in landscape, always open in portrait, or automatically toggle between the two. Custom brightness levels is really interesting. If we know that a certain app needs to be brighter than another, then we can actually turn that on and set it to 100% brightness whenever we open YouTube. Something that's maybe a little bit different. You might not need to use this, but you might want to. Color is really interesting as well. This feature is going to require you to download an application to your computer, connect up your phone and let the application do the work. Or if you know what you're doing, go into your ADB settings, which is your Android debugging settings, and flag a certain thing to allow blloc and ratio to change your behavior of your phone. What we can do is if we disable color here and I click close and save, I can see YouTube. When I tap it, it opens up in black and white because I've disabled the color. This is excellent for certain apps that are real time wasters like Instagram, YouTube, and things that have a lot of color to try and keep you coming back. That's a really nice feature. We can also move where it is into a different section if we desire. We can also lock these apps through our fingerprint, which is really cool. So if you need to be able to lock out certain apps from certain people, like you don't want everyone reading your messages, you can lock it to your fingerprint, which is really nice. So now we see that it's got that nice actual background as well, that when we try to click on it, it's going to ask us to pop our fingerprint on, and there we go, we're in. And we're back to color because I've disabled the color mode. So that is ratio in a nutshell. The question here is, why would I choose to use this over other launchers? The reason I have chosen this one is because of its simplicity and the way it looks. I think this launcher looks amazing. It is such a minimal design and gives me everything I need without being too intrusive. And that's the important thing here. If I pick up my phone and I've got rows and rows of apps that I use every day, like Facebook and such, I'm going to be more tempted to go in and check on those apps and check my notifications. Whereas here, when I open up, I see my news straight away. I can decide to drop in some timers, maybe some notes. I can add quick notes, and I can see everything that I need to without all of that extra data. If I swipe along to my side, being able to see that I have notifications in certain apps through that little flashing green icon there is really useful. It's nothing too intrusive. It doesn't shout at you that you've got notifications all the time. It's just a little reminder that you might want to pick this up at a later date. being able to see how much time you spend in each app is super important, especially for digital well-being these days. It's something that's being rolled out more and more into the Android experience as a whole, but it's really nice to see it written in such a nice way here. It's displayed in a way that's really easy to view and digest. So my Photos app, yesterday I spent quite a long time in it, it looks like, but I didn't really. I think it was a couple of minutes. Yeah, maximum of 4 minutes. So this was from my review of the photos and camera on the Xiaomi Mi 10T Lite that I've got here. That video will be up in the description, up in the cards, or in the description down below as well. So that gives you a general idea of the block ratio launcher and why I use it on my daily basis. I'm going to continue to use this launcher, and this is going to be my daily launcher whenever I do work, because it's so simple, it's non-intrusive, and I actually really like the way it looks and feels. There's something just so simple about it. Anyway, guys, what do you think of this launcher? Is it something that you think you would use on a daily basis? Do you already use it? If so, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, and tell all of your friends, because that way YouTube knows this is a good video and more people should see it. And anyway, I will catch you in the next one. Adios.